Jaycee's back.
Oh, can you guys
Hi,
really? Can you
Jaycee.
hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can actually hear you now.
Yay! Thank you, Jacob, for this. Thank you, Jacob.
Where are you
Hi,
coming from,
Jeremy.
Jaycee?
Sorry.
Where are you at? Where are you at currently?
Currently it's really early in the morning in Auckland, New Zealand.
Wow.
Shout out to
You're on the other side of the
That's how
planet
far in
from
the
me.
future I am. That's how far in the future I am.
Mind blown.
And yeah. So you've already answered my question, but I have so much to ask you.
so
According
much.
to like
So
acting
much.
and like according to like music and drama, like acting, because I'm like that type of a creative.
Totally.
For music wise, what got you into music, like, and how to get yourself out to that position? Because
Yeah.
I kind of can tell you're already in a band somehow, some sort in the past, or maybe in the future. Bringing
Past,
that
present,
together?
future. I mean, I guess technically, as far as Julie and the Phantoms goes, I mean, the goal of that show too was definitely to have us be an actual band. That's why like everybody can actually play, everybody can actually sing. We went through a literal like 2 months of a basically music boot camp to become a band and just kind of learn all the songs and get everything down and become close to each other, which is so beneficial. And I think that really shows off in the show. We're all very close, and we all are actually a band, literally. I mean, the goal is if and when we can, if it becomes possible again, and if the show is successful and you guys keep watching it, which would be awesome, we would love to do a tour as the band from the show. That's definitely something we want to do. And to answer your question, as far as like getting into music, I actually did have a band even prior to the show, Make Out Monday, which is kind of like punk alternative, kind of pop rock music that I played bass in and sang. And I've been playing bass since I was 12 years old and singing since I was born, I was like since a little kid. And I've always just loved music. It was one of those things where I think growing up, it was more so just something I loved doing, just kind of for fun as a hobby. And it kind of rounded out my abilities as an actor and an entertainer as well, because a lot of jobs require you to have a music knowledge. And so that's kind of what it started at. And then over time, I just loved it and kind of started writing with my brother, and we did Make Out Monday together. And then I guess all of that kind of really culminated in Julie and the Phantoms, and kind of my two favorite things, acting and music, getting to collide, which was really, really cool. But yeah, I think anyone who becomes a musician just has a great love of music. And I think music is just something that really brings everyone together, and is just such a universal language. And it's something that we can all dance to, you can all smile to, you can all scream and sing at the top of your lungs. And that's why I love music. It's just fun.
Wait, Patrick, before you I have one more thing. So can you repeat to me about what you said about my question about auditions? Because I've been in multiple auditions for like a show in my country, and I just want to know what your perspective in that certain type of thing, because it's different from America to New Zealand. Can you explain to me the audition process?
Yeah, I think for US, usually an audition, you have I have like for me, my manager and my agent, and they'll kind of submit you for an audition. Usually there's a breakdown from the company. Like for instance, for Phantoms, it would have been like Netflix sent out a breakdown for the main characters, and then it's on kind of a breakdown service, and your agents and managers will see that, and they'll go, okay, the character is like in this age range, so like 17 years old. The character has to sing and play bass. So they're like, okay, well, we have a client that's can pass for 17, that sings, plays bass, and they'll submit you for it. And then the company will say, yeah, we want to see him. And you'll either come in an audition or you do like a self-tape. Most things are self-tape now because obviously you can't be in person for that. And you'll put yourself on tape, you'll submit it. And then the hard part about self-tapes is half the time you're just like, is anybody even watching this? Like, I have no idea. I'm just kind of sending it off into the internet, and God, I hope someone sees it, or I hope maybe not the wrong person sees it. That'd be awkward. But yeah, you just kind of send it off and hope for the best. I mean, that's really all it is for me. I mean, I've gone out on hundreds and hundreds of things that I never even heard back on, and then eventually you get that one project, and you're just so freaking stoked and thankful because of it. A lot of trial and error.
Trial and
Good
error.
luck, Jaycee.
Those famous words. Thank you.
Very cool. All right,
You're welcome.
Jeremy, I had a question. Besides playing music on Julian the Phantoms, you guys do a lot of eating. You know, being in LA,
Lots of food.
the street dogs that you guys eat. How many takes do you have to do for that scene?
Gosh, we were shooting that scene. That was a night shoot, so our day started at like 6 p.m. and then by the time we wrapped shooting, it was like 5 a.m. the next morning, and we've been there all night. It's cold. We're outside in Vancouver, and they have just these like really quantity over quality hot dogs, and they're like, "What do you want on your dog?" And me and Owen specifically are like, "Okay, the least amount of things," because I know after one take I'm gonna already hate this. So I don't want like everything on my hot dog to where I'm like shoving anchovies in my face for like 20 straight takes. So I opted for like the most basic hot dog possible. And then Charlie was like, "Give me everything." And after the first take, he was like, "Oh God, I regret that." We probably ended up doing realistically like 17, 18 takes. So there's probably 17 or 18 half-eaten hot dogs, you know, and like they they would just keep rolling. Like it wasn't like we took a bite and then immediately they cut and you just spit bucket. I mean, that's what you end up doing, but they would keep rolling. So like I would every take I'm at least swallowing once or twice this big chunk of like cold, gross hot dog. It's 4:30 a.m. in the morning out on the alleyways of Vancouver. Such a weird experience, but yeah, it's what you do, and that's why I call it acting. You gotta act. That's a really good one.
Have you had a hot dog since?
I literally no, I have not. I have not had a hot dog since. And I also during the whole shooting, because in the show it's what kills them, there's like kind of this weird like I don't think any of us should eat hot dogs. It feels like we're just asking for something bad to happen. So like I have not eaten one since. And throughout all shooting, other than the actual scene, I didn't eat any hot dogs. I feel like I don't know if I ever will eat a hot dog again. We'll see. It's scarred. It's like scarred my head permanently from eating hot dogs.